Hey guys, if you ever see any articles or get any information, pass it to me. More than likely, I've already read it, but it doesn't hurt for me to read everything I possibly can with regards to the stuff in our gym. So this is the latest one, and Cruzado got me this the other night, and I got a couple of you forwarded it to me now. So the first thing is unincorporated Cherokee County. We're not unincorporated, we're incorporated, and we're Woodstock City. So technically, this doesn't really apply to us, but if you continue reading, all he really says is, well, if you're a restaurant, well, what, where'd it go? Entire article here. So let me read this or pull that up. Actually, I guess they summarize it here. So public private gathering, no more than 10. So I told you before, if you remember, the CDC used to have a mass gathering section and it said 50 or less. So we were totally good. Then the president put out, hey, let's do this thing, which is 10 people or less in a cafe or your house. Obviously, we have way more space. So we followed the guidelines. So again, it's just a guideline. He can't actually tell the states or cities what to do. He can give a guideline. Now, the funny thing is the CDC said, okay, well, we're just going to go with the president's guideline. They're not even recommending it. They're not even endorsing it. They're just saying, here's his guidelines. I think it's kind of shoving blame around or shoving whatever. Like, we didn't say it, he did, right? So what this stuff does, and what the states, some states are doing, are saying, yes, we're making it an official policy for what the president said, and that's kind of what this guy's doing right here. So we already do that, so no problem. Body care, that requires touch. That's not us. Matter of fact, if you ask our coaches, we hardly ever touch cue. If we are, then we use PVC pipe, so we are good. And yeah, so that's kind of funny. They're actually going to put people in prison, really. So once again, pushing businesses further and further down the drain. Yay, government. I get it. Stop the spread. But whatever. That's a whole different story. Okay. So if you actually look at the full document and you read through it, oh, man, and it was laborious. I'm not the best reader. I don't really, whatever. So there is a 14-day to the 9th. And so what are they doing? If you read down, and it finally gets to us, it's just the 10-person policy. It does tell restaurants it's carry out, and we are already ahead of this. We are doing more than they recommended, but in reality, it's not a city of Woodstock or Cherokee County. It's unincorporated Cherokee County. So go back to this, and then I guess we could look that puppy up, right, to be doubly sure, but that should be anything that's not, well, hold on. So, I mean, obviously the internet is not always the best source of truth and such, but on a quick search of unincorporated and incorporated cities and towns, Woodstock, which we are, so we're incorporated. Technically, we could ignore this because he doesn't have the authority to tell Woodstock. I mean, I don't know how that really works, but it's unincorporated, right? And then, what is this one? Hold on, let me read it for you. Well, I read a few more sites, and I can't see anything more informative. So we'll go back to this. So, not that. Hold on. This guy. So what does it mean for us? It means business as usual. We're ahead of the game. We've already limited to 10. And technically, it's 10 in per room for businesses, according to this thing, but it's unincorporated. So technically, we don't actually have to do anything. We choose to follow the 10 because of choice. And everyone has a choice. For those that do not want to come in, we have remote coaching. And there's been some awesome reviews of remote coaching. We got about 20 plus people doing that right now. So keep it up. It looks like from the 2Brain sites that I'm on, well, there's a couple weird things happening. One is credit card companies are refusing payments from gyms, so it doesn't affect our GoE merchant who we use yet, but we may have to switch things if, I don't know, they expect a lot of chargebacks, so it's mostly for Lifetime, which has 50,000 members and nobody ever comes in and they've closed down. Everyone's going to want their stuff refunded, and so even if you only have a $10 membership, 50,000, I don't know how many people they have. They have a lot. And the memberships aren't $10. It's like 70, 80, 100, whatever, right? So that's a lot of money getting charged back, and the credit card companies are going to get hosed on a lot of things. So it's not really aimed at boutique stuff like us. But in New Zealand, that is a real thing. Not happening here yet. They're ahead of us in this curve, so we get to see it, or I get to see a lot of what's going on and make plans around that. So I'm already investigating options. Hopefully it doesn't come up. A lot of what I do is options that actually never come up, which is great, but I am planning a lot so that we run smoothly. All right, hope this helps.